me Park Girl's good. Dang it. I can't sound like, she's a girl. I can't sound like her. And I was really worried. And I went in for the first few episodes that we started recording, and I was like telling the directors, I'm like, do you want me to try to sound more like her? And they're like, no, no, no. The Japanese chose your audition. They want you. They want it to sound like your audition sounded. And in fact, the Japanese intentionally wanted Ed to sound more like a boy, more male, more masculine. Okay. My friend sent me 48 episodes of Full Metal Alchemist. Now, do you know the show pretty well, a lot of you?
Yeah.
You know what happens at episode 49?
Yeah.
All hell breaks loose. You would have never seen those twists coming. I sure didn't. I stopped at 48 because I didn't want to know what happened. I wanted to record it. You know why?
It's more real, right?
Because Ed doesn't know what's going to happen either. Right? How cool is that? Exactly. How much more real is it if I'm experiencing and learning things and finding out things just as Ed would be? Ed doesn't know what's on the other side of the gate. Ed doesn't know if Al's going to come back. Ed doesn't know. So, man, I tell you what, I get chills thinking about it. I'm serious. I love that show. And when we recorded those last few episodes, the directors knew that I had not seen it. They knew that I stopped at 48. And when we recorded them, the directors would be like, all right, Vic, your first line is on page 2, line number 14. Turn there and do not read forward. Do not read ahead. I would open it and Okay, go ahead. And then they would play me scenes at a time. And I'd be sitting there. Those last 3 episodes, I'd be sitting there going, and they'd be like, do you want to take a minute? And I would say, let's record right now while these let's get it now while it's still guttural and that emotion just hit me, and let me do it that way. And that's why a lot of those scenes, you guys, man, a lot of those scenes at the end, I mean, I was really losing it. I loved that show. Oh my gosh. I loved it. So, oh my gosh, when Ed wakes up, when Ed comes back and says, "Where's Al?" And he says, who was it? Was it Rose that was standing over?
Yeah.
And Ed says, "Why am I crying?" Oh my gosh, I was losing it. I was losing it. So, I think there's an argument to be made for not knowing, just as the character doesn't know what's around the next corner. So I think it does benefit you in many ways not to watch ahead of time. Not only that, but if you watch ahead of time, you may get your own ideas of what you want to do, and the director has his own ideas of what he wants to do. You don't want that to happen, because the director makes the ultimate decisions. And there were a lot of times where I would say, "Hey, what do you think about this, Mike or Colleen, or whoever's directing?" And they'd be like, "No, I like your other read better." Okay, well, you're the boss. Whatever you like, as long as you like it, that's cool. Question?
Is there any other instrument you can play aside from piano, didgeridoo, or guitar?
Didgeridoo. Good. That's an excellent instrument. No, I only play the piano and keyboards, and but I've been wanting to learn to play the guitar.
Accordion.
Accordions don't count. Where's the guitar player? I talked about this. Yeah, I want to play the guitar, and I know that I could pick it up very quickly. I mean, I produce guitar players. I mean, I've worked with them hundreds of times. I've worked with them on finger positioning and invert that chord and play it up here instead of down there. Why don't you capo here? So I know the guitar. I just don't play it myself. And I tried, and like a week in, my fingers hurt so bad, and I'm such a freaking baby that I stopped. And I want to, and I'm going to learn. I'm going to do it. I bought myself a really nice, acoustic guitar, and I need to get some good strings on it that don't hurt so much. You know how they make some nicer, softer strings for beginners? Elixirs.
Those are the best strings you can get for an acoustic guitar.
It's on my list of things to do. Christmas album, play the guitar, blah, blah, blah. Question? Somebody else? Yes. Hey, will you get Legend of Middle Tennessee ready?
How often do you listen to yourself after you've done music? What's that mean?
Music, a lot, because I'm music a lot. Not so much anime, unless it's a character that I really, really enjoyed, and I kind of want to see how it turned out. You know, something else too is when we record, you guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but when you record, time is of the essence. They want to get things done quickly and efficiently. So when I go in to record, let's say Ed, for instance, I don't watch the whole show. I only watch the sections where Ed talks. So if there are entire scenes and entire story arcs that Ed's not in, I don't see them. I don't watch them. I don't hear the English version of them. So every Saturday night when Full Metal came on the first time it played, when it first premiered, I was watching it. Because I wanted to see I wanted to watch the story. I wanted to kind of see it all put together and see what's going on with the homunculi, what's going on with the state alchemist, what's going on back in Lior or whatever. And all of that stuff that Ed wasn't in, I never saw it. I never saw it completed in English. So I was just as excited to see it as anybody was. But I don't make it a point to listen. I'm very critical of my own stuff. There are still lines that I'll hear that I'm like, oh, I wish I could have done that again. But music, you tend to, like when I write a song, I'll work on it for weeks. I'll record it, and then I'll make burn a rough mix on a CD, and then I'll drive around in my car, and I'll listen to it, and I'll be like, okay, that didn't work. Or I'll make up a new melody for a particular line, or I'll think, ooh, that was flat. Oh, what if I did this here? And I'll literally, in my car, I'll keep a piece of paper, and I'll write myself notes of things I want to change in the song. And then I'll go back when I get home, and I'll make those changes, and I'll listen to it again, just kind of refine it and work it. So with music, I do listen to what I do a lot more. But with anime, I mean, you take it, and if the director likes it and everyone feels good about it, on to the next line. You don't really have time to listen to it much. And I do so much work that I told somebody last week, I have one of these freestanding DVD racks. It's like a big freestanding box, and it has shelves on all four sides. It holds 470 some DVDs. It's almost full, and it's just anime